My name is Leah Omelinsky. I'm the pastry chef at Daisy's in Chicago. I'm challenging you to use Sicilian pistachios. I love them because they're super green and they're really pistachio forward and they're really fun. So enjoy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Key Ingredient, the show where every month a chef or a subscriber gives me an ingredient to work with and I turn it in to a dessert. This month's key ingredient is and this is also my birthday month, so I will be celebrating my birthday throughout this entire episode, and you're going to enjoy it with me. At first I thought I was going to do like a pistachio flavored birthday cake, and I was like, no, I can make like something more complex than that. But also because I didn't want that for my birthday, I wanted to make a different cake for my birthday, and I did that. In the past, when I had friends, I would throw these like really dramatic birthday parties, and I would mail out scented invitations that I had printed, and I would seal them in wax, and I would make like a huge dessert spread, and it was like a whole big thing. And for one of those parties, I made one of my favorite pastries of all times, the Saint Honoré cake, and I made mini versions of it, and they were like raspberry rose, I think. So, I'm gonna make that. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mini Saint Honoré cake, which, as I've said before, like this isn't really a cake, but it kind of is in like a French pastry kind of way. I'm gonna make the traditional base of puff pastry, but I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna make a Blitz puff pastry because it secretly like comes out kind of the same way. I'm sure like pastry enthusiasts will disagree with me, but I think they're wrong. But making it the traditional way is just like more time, and there gets to be a point where I just don't care that much, and that's where I'm at. So I'll have a round of puff pastry, and then I'm gonna make some choux paste. I really hope that the level of people like Googling what is choux paste right now is very low. But that might be my parents. And I'm gonna pipe a ring of choux paste, if I can find my piping tips, around the base of the puff pastry, and I'm also gonna make little choux buns. I'm gonna fill those with something. So in the bottom of the pastry, I'm gonna do a pistachio praline. And that will be like crunchy and like kind of oozy, because it's gonna have pistachio paste in there too, and everyone loves an oozy bottom, right? Then on top of that, I'm gonna make a blood orange mousseline. I was gonna do raspberry at first because raspberry and pistachio pair really well together, but like I feel like that's been done like a million times. So I'm gonna do blood orange, and the color will also be like reminiscent of another one of my birthday traditions, which is to go watch the sunrise on my birthday with a bottle of champagne. And there will be champagne in this episode, and a lot of it. I have no idea who sent me this bottle of champagne, so thank you for that, but I'm not one to turn down something free and expensive, so we're gonna drink it. And then on top of the mousseline, I'm gonna add more Sicilian pistachio that I'm gonna toast. And then the next layer of cream is I'll make a pistachio cream, and that'll be like really thick and buttery, but also like kind of light. I know that seems like that doesn't make sense, but it does. So it'll have like a slight contrast in texture, as well as flavor to the other creams. And then on top of the pistachio cream, I'll garnish it with a little choux buns that are really traditional, and I'll fill those with the blood orange mousseline. Maybe I'll make some crackling. I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll make like a glaze, or like dust them with powdered sugar, or like a fruit powder or something like that. I don't want, whatever. I'm just gonna, no, powdered sugar is fine. It's fine. And then I'll eat the pastry. And while I'm doing all of this, I'm gonna have a bunch of treats that I made for myself, and I'm gonna be eating those, and I'm gonna be drinking champagne. And I think we could all use like some infectious joy right about now. So I'm going to be enjoying myself, and it's gonna be a little indulgent, and it's gonna be a little extra and excessive. So we love that. Well, I love that. I'm one of those people that likes to celebrate my birthday, and I like to celebrate it big, even though ingredients are really expensive right now, and I can just hear the voices of logic in the back of my mind struggling with this one a lot.
Did you try talking to him at all?
Well, yeah, we tried talking sense into him. We tried to say, you don't have any food. You need to buy groceries so that you can make meals, not stuff to make dessert. And do you know what he said? Let me eat cake. That's such nonsense. I would never say that. But I'm gonna make a lot of food. I'm gonna celebrate in excess. I'm going to drink in excess. I'm going to be surrounded by food and libations because I deserve it. Here we go. Sicilian pistachio. I'm making a rough puff pastry this time, which is kind of like a hyper flaky kind of pie dough on steroids. The traditional way involves making a butter block, which I did with the croissant episode, so I'm going to do it this way this time, but I'm still going to do the 4 rounds of folds to get a lot of flaky layers. This is the same process as pie dough. I'm going to add my flour and salt, and then add my cold butter, and then I'm going to smoosh those between my fingers to get really flat sheets that I can shingle throughout the dough. Once those are coated with flour, I'm going to add in my ice cold water, and you might need more or less water depending on what flour you use because all flours hydrate really differently. I like to do this process by hand because I can control it more than I can in a stand mixer, and there's less risk of it being overmixed and then you end up with like a really tough dough. So I'm going to wrap this up really tight and I'm going to let this chill for a little while so that the gluten can relax before I do my first fold. So now that this has been chilled, I'm going to roll this out and I'm going to do a book fold, which kind of looks like an open book with an off-center spine, and then that will be the first of 4 folds. Same thing again, but for the second fold, I'm going to do a letter fold or a 3-fold, which is exactly what it sounds like, folding it like a letter. Same thing, again, turning it 90 degrees, rolling it out, and then for the third fold, I'm going to do the second book fold, and then chilling it again for about 15 minutes. I'm so over it at this point, but this is the final fold. Is this even gonna fit? Okay. Now I can finally roll it out and then cut my pastry rounds that will go on a sheet tray, and then those will go into the freezer until I'm ready later. Pistachio and I have a really complicated history. I love nuts, but pistachio was always one that I thought I hated. And I did hate it for a really long time because it reminded me of my dad just sitting around eating a bag of pistachios that were like a C6 sort of toxic green. And he also ate Jell-O brand pistachio pudding a lot, which I thought was disgusting. And it doesn't taste like pistachio. It kind of tasted like cherry in the way that like almond extract tastes like cherry. But like if artificial cherry was like dipped in Mylanta and then turned green.
Ew, that.
It kind of tastes like that. Like, I don't think that they need to discontinue the product. I just think that it could be better by like tasting different. So what I think they should do is like take all of the ingredients that make it taste like it does and then remove like 80% of them and then make it taste like that. But everyone seems to love pistachio things, and for a while, like a long time, I thought they were wrong, mostly because when a lot of people like something, it's usually not good, like Twilight. You know, when I first moved to Portland, I was once called a contrarian by someone who didn't know me at all, and they had met me only one time, but this person also only wore cropped tops. Like, if they bought a piece of clothing that wasn't cropped, they would crop it. So I don't know how much I can like rely on that opinion when they feel like every piece of clothing is better with less of it. So at that point, it feels less like objective insight and more like projection. So I think I'm fine. And I forgot milk, so I have to go get milk. Oh look, the goats are out. Fabulous. Pot au choux is the dough that makes up things like eclairs, cream puffs, Paris-Brest, things like that. So I'm gonna heat some water, milk, salt, and sugar, and butter on the stove, and then when that comes to a simmer, I'm gonna add the flour all at once, stir it off the heat for a second just to get it all saturated, then return it to the heat and cook while stirring constantly until it leaves a film on the bottom of the pan and starts to pull away from the sides, which takes a few minutes. I'm gonna throw it in a stand mixer and beat that for a bit just to release some of the steam, then add the eggs one at a time. It should be sticky and shiny, but not soupy. Once that's done, I'm gonna throw it into a piping bag so that I can pipe them out later. When I'm making things like this, it's helpful to put a little bit of the dough on the pan to keep the parchment from coming back up while I pipe. First, I'll do the little shoe buns, and then I'll pipe the rings onto the puff pastry. I had a smaller tip, which I wanted to use, but I couldn't find, so we have this one instead. I'm just patting down any sharp tips with a wet finger so that they bake up really nicely and don't burn, then coating them with powdered sugar. These could look nicer and more even, but I don't care, and neither should you. I have really grown to love pistachio as an adult, and it didn't really start until a few years ago when I reached out to Lena Headey and I asked her what her dream flavor of ice cream would be, and she said pistachio lemon. So I made that.
Ryan, oh my god, do you know what? I've eaten so much ice cream since I've been in lockdown. I never eat ice cream. It's fucking delicious. Anything nutty, caramelly, or I love a bit of pistachio, lemon. You know what I'm saying?
And that's when I realized I didn't hate it. I was like, oh, that's good. So I changed my mind. Okay, so I'm gonna be making two different creams, but they're essentially the same process. So I'm not gonna go over the instructions twice. And I'm just gonna make them. So for this part, I'm making two different creams, a pistachio diplomat and a blood orange mousseline. They both start the same way with a classic pastry cream base. I'm gonna whisk the egg yolks, sugar, cornstarch, and salt together and then temper that into hot milk and cook that on the stove until it thickens and the starch fully activates. Once it's smooth, I'm gonna strain it over into some butter to finish. But from there, that's where they split in procedure. So the pistachio will get enriched with like a pistachio paste and then lightened with stabilized whipped cream to make a diplomat cream. And then the blood orange, which is kind of like a fruit curd, will get taken in a different direction, and that will be whipped with like a large amount of butter and turn that into a mousseline. Okay, let's get a clean apron. This yellow is like candy. Should I have some more champagne? gonna make a really basic nut brittle by cooking 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, and then adding pistachios into that, pouring it onto a sheet tray, and then once it hardens, I'll break that up into chunks, and then blend that up into a powder, and then I'll mix that powder with pistachio paste. My ex used to get really annoyed at me because I would leave things like knives and pans and cups on the edges of counters, and I've never had any problems yet, so... Stupid. So yeah, I had to remake this all over again, but luckily it was one of the more simpler components, so I didn't really take too much time. It was just annoying. This made a lot, and I didn't really think about that after I finished blending it, and I just added it all to a bowl. I meant to pull a portion of it to mix with the pistachio paste, but I forgot. So I ended up having to use way more paste than I wanted to because I wasn't thinking. But what else is new? I'm going to start by pulling out a little bit of the middle of the pastry to make room for the pistachio praline, which I'm going to spoon into the bottom. Then after that, I'm going to add in some more toasted pistachio, and on top of that, I'm going to pipe some of the blood orange mousseline over that to cover it, and then pipe the pistachio cream on top of that. Then the little shoe buns will go on top of the cream, and I'll finish with a little more pistachio. I did eventually find my other pastry tips way later than I wanted to, so I decided to use them to pipe out some different variations. Same assembly, just a different type of piping. I wish I would have done differently, but like that's fine. Oh, that's good. Here, look. Whatever. Oh, it's so crispy. Ooh, the blood orange is really good. It cuts through like the fat of the pistachio really well. Ooh, that's really good. I think I maybe would have like changed the pistachio cream a little bit. I want it to be like thicker and like really pistachio-y. And it is, but it's not like pistachio. But it's good. That is so good. It's way better than it looks. I'm just gonna keep eating that. Ooh! I mean, I guess I'm not done, but... Okay, that's enough. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my Substack to get the full recipe. Like and subscribe.